Welcome to the art project. Glad to see you here. Hope you enjoy this video. Hope you get something out of it. Hit that like button and subscribe button and comment down below if you want some more. This project is a sort of a mandala, but I decided to use lettering instead and a quote. My quote was from Gretsky, and it says, "You miss 100% of the shots you don't take." I thought that was a great quote, and so I wanted to make a poster of it. And I didn't want the quote necessarily to be the main objective, but yet a aesthetic that I used, an element that I used to create an aesthetically pleasing work of art. So here are the steps that I took. First, first I put a border on my paper. I like to always put a border on my paper. That way, if I decide I really like it, I can get it framed. And the mat and the frame does not cover up any of my picture. It only covers up the part of the border that I left clear. And then I can focus on putting my composition between the lines. So then I found the center of my large piece of my large piece of white drawing paper. And then I proceeded to put some circles on it. I didn't spend a lot of time trying to figure out the size the circle should be. I just kind of eyeballed it. And then you can see here I'm using a piece of poster board to make a larger circle. It's just a piece of poster board with a couple of holes poked in it to use as a compass. Then I started to do the letters very precision. I started to mark out increments around degrees around the circle and make it very precise. But I got lazy. I'm going to let you get lazy if you want to. You can kind of eyeball it. Just add little things like this arrow I'm adding here in order to make things work out better, in order for things to go a little bit more fluid, in order for things to fit together properly. And then I just began doing block letters. Notice how my block letters are wider at the top and skinnier at the bottom. This is to help them work their way around the circle, kind of like slices of pie. If your block letters are not real good, well, this is an excellent opportunity to practice and get a little bit better at them. Remember, if you draw lightly, you can always erase and redo it if you need to. I can't tell you how many times I erased and fixed. Because Gretsky is a hockey player, and this is his quote, I decided to go ahead and use different hockey elements to create the rest of the image. I used a hockey puck in the very center. I went ahead and added some hockey sticks from corner to corner. Eventually I'm making these go behind it. This is an excellent way to also learn how to overlap. Just draw through things, and make the line straight, do whatever you need to do to overlap and to make your elements work. I also wanted to fill in as much of the background as I possibly could, so I went to the internet and I printed out a picture of netting, like hockey netting, and then I put it, blew it up, printed it out, and I put it behind my paper and traced it. There you can see it behind the Y and the O and the arrow. And then I began to trace everything in Sharpie. The Sharpie is permanent and it will not react to the water, which I'm going to use in a minute. I also went ahead and colored in all of the negative space of the net with black. So my background is black, then there's the white net, and then there's the letters. And you're going to see in just a moment when I go to paint these letters in, I'm using watercolor marker and water. I'm actually using Crayola marker for most of it. Seems to me that the Crayola marker works a little bit better than the watercolor marker did. By the way, my netting did not line up perfectly, but you can't really tell. So persevere. Don't get mad about stuff not fitting just right. Just keep on going. Then I erased all of the extra pencil lines, got rid of that as much as I could, and then started going over everything with like I said, a Crayola marker, and then used water to make that Crayola marker kind of bleed. I wanted a real painterly, watery, washy look to the letters. One thing that's really great is that it's kind of a surprise. You go around the outside with the marker, and then you use the watercolor, and it spreads, and when it dries, it actually looks a little bit different. Now, I do not advise drawing over the water with the marker. It kind of messes up the marker for a minute and it doesn't work very well. So trace it and then use the paintbrush to add water to it and then paint the next one. Keep doing this until you get all the way around the paper, all the way around your circle. By the way, I was inspired by some different graffiti artists, some of which who do some really cool graffiti in circles like this. And mine doesn't really look anything at all like theirs. Theirs is very, I don't know, look like ancient writing, ancient calligraphy or something. But I just was inspired to use my letters in sort of a circle. So keep on going. I trace the letter in the color marker that I want, and then I fill in the space in the middle with water, and it runs and bleeds and makes a really neat effect on the inside of each letter. Once you start trying it, you'll see what I'm talking about. You'll see how that works. And it ended up turning out pretty nice. I liked it. The things that I would do different, I think I might go over the net with a gray to make it a little bit watery too, so that the letters stand out even better. I kept adding layer and letting it dry, and then adding another layer and letting it dry, trying to get the hockey puck as dark as possible on the front. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. What would you do differently? How do you like this particular technique? Have you ever done this technique before? What quote did you use? Put me a tag in it. Like if you do this, post it up on Instagram or Facebook or wherever you post your stuff, and tag me in it. You can find my different social media accounts down below in the description. And that's it. That's what it turned out looking like. Pretty pleased with it. That's it. It is your turn now. Go make some art.